Today we're going to do a very easy cottage DIY that most cottage owners can probably handle themselves. Granted, I'm not a marine mechanic, but I've done enough of these myself that I feel comfortable sharing this with you. And that's going to be replacing the water pump in the lower unit of an outboard motor. This should be done every season according to some manufacturers. I do it every few seasons. It ensures trouble-free boating for the whole summer. So the first step is you're probably gonna have 4 bolts that hold the lower unit to the power head, like on this motor. And you're gonna have some sort of shift linkage you're gonna have to disconnect as well. In this case, this is just a bolt with a jam nut that connects one shaft to another. It's very important in this application that we don't lose the positioning of the jam nut, because that actually determines our shift linkage position, and it can affect your shifting if you don't maintain that position. So we're going to get this off, get it up on the bench, and then we're going to go through the process. In this case, we need 12mm wrench. I have no room for a socket here, so I'm just doing it all by hand with the good old-fashioned box end, round end wrench. Now we need to remove the 4 bolts that hold the housing on and remove it from the drive shaft. This is definitely a two-handed job. Watch me struggle. Once you've removed the housing, there's a few things you need to note to make assembly much easier. The orientation of the gasket on the pump plate, as well as the rotation of the impeller, which is the main wear item we're going to be replacing today, along with any keyways that are very important for making sure the impeller actually drives along with the drive shaft and is able to pump. As you can see, when you compare the old impeller to the new, it was just starting to show some wear, so we're replacing it at the perfect time. Now it's time to start reassembly, starting with the base gasket and the pump plate. As you can see, the old pump plate was already showing some significant wear, so it's a good time to replace that. Fortunately, the kit that I purchased came with the new pump plate and housing, as well as we have a replaceable housing on the housing side of things as well. Good tip, make sure the keyway is in, and a little bit of grease goes a long ways for reassembly, and you'll thank yourself the next time you have to do this job as well. The grease actually holds the keyway in and will ensure that things don't bind up on the shaft next time you have to take this apart. This step is critical to ensure that your pump actually drives, and you have to see that the impeller engages with the keyway and is able to go all the ways down to the pump plate. Now we're on to replacing the housing and reassembly. It is now time to reinstall the housing and tighten down the 4 nuts that hold it on. Before reinstalling the lower unit on the main power head, I recommend greasing the spline with some marine grade grease. Final reassembly looks like this. You have 4 bolts that have to go back on. A quick tip, if you don't have room for a socket, a 12-point head will make things go a lot more quickly for you. And don't forget to reconnect your shift linkage as well, maintaining the shift adjustment. For the shift linkage, you need 2 open-ended wrenches, and do the final tightening with 2 box end 10 mils, making sure to keep this jam nut in the same location you found it, unless you plan on adjusting your shift linkage at the same time. Once again, this is a great DIY for cottage owners. These are the only tools we need, just basic hand tools, and you can get the job done. If this is something you're not comfortable taking on yourself, but you think your boat may need this service, feel free to reach out. I have a full list of qualified marine mechanics I can put you in touch with.